Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6 a.m., a former deputy is on the wrong side of the law this morning, accused of stealing money from the sheriff's office.
A Southern Kentucky highway is closed this morning after a gruesome crash that left one person dead.
And a couple of former Wildcats are hoping to turn a new basketball clinic into an annual event. One of those stories and more breaking news as it happens. Coming up on WKYT This Morning. Top of the morning to you. Welcome in. Sure is good to have you with us. It's Wednesday, March 12th. We're to Hump Day. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. And it's warm out there, but not for long.
That's right. Big changes are coming, and the winds will start picking up very shortly, it sounds like. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, here's the problem. We go from shorts and short sleeve shirts to now jackets and umbrellas. I mean, it's just one of those times. We live in Kentucky. What do you expect? Scattered showers out and about. Could get a rumble of thunder out of this. The real rumbles of thunder are back toward the west we got to go through. But really, scattered showers putting down some heavy downpours here and there. And they'll really start to spread across the east as we go throughout the next couple of hours. If you are not in this rain, you are feeling very, very nice temperatures. It feels good outside. However, we will drop 30 degrees as we go through the day. So you're waking up this morning saying, hey, it feels good. I'm going to throw my shorts back on and my T-shirt. Nah, not so fast, okay? So that's what we're going to be looking at. The focus of the forecast, winter says, not so fast, my friend. And I'll talk about what you can expect, how long this sticks around. That's the key. I'll show you that in a few minutes.
All right, see you in a bit. Thank you.
New on WKYT this morning, a Southern Kentucky highway remains closed several hours after a violent and deadly crash.
It happened about midnight on Highway 39 in Pulaski County. It's about 6 miles north of Somerset, and the crash site is very near Northern Elementary School. WKYT's Sean Evans is joining us live now by phone with an update on the situation. Sean, good morning.
Bill and Rebecca, good morning to you. Now, we actually do have a breaking update here. The highway has been reopened. The scene just cleared moments ago. They just towed off the car involved in this crash, and the semi was able to drive off, though it was having a hard time leaving the scene, so they may have been taking it to a point a little further towards Somerset to tow it from there. But again, Highway 39 is back open. Again, you said it is near Northern Elementary. I can actually see the school from where I am right now at the intersection of Coleman Road and Highway 39. That's where this intersection this accident happened late last night between a semi and a car. We did catch up with the driver of the semi, as I told you in our last half hour. He told us a few details off camera about what happened. He said he was pulling onto Highway 39 off of Coleman Road, and his back tires on his trailer got stuck, so he and his wife and a friend that were riding along with got out. They made sure the trailer was well lit. They had flashlights, and they were flagging down cars as they approached from the north and the south on Highway 39 to make sure that they slowed down. At one point, a particular car was coming from the north, heading towards Somerset on Highway 39. They tried to flag that vehicle down. It did not stop. And we're told that was the car that ran into the back of the semi. The woman inside died on scene. We did have a chance to catch up with fire officials earlier who said that a cause to this crash has not been determined yet, whether or not she just didn't see the truck or was not paying attention. We're not sure what the variables are right now. But again, Highway 39 is back open. We're going to be in touch with the coroner's office to see if we can get an identity on the victim in this crash. We'll bring you that information as we get it. Now we're live in Pulaski County. Sean Evans, WKYT.
And also new this morning, a group of hikers safe after getting lost in the Red River Gorge. Wolfe County Search and Rescue says 2 men and 2 women called for help around 9:30 last night after getting disoriented near Wildcat Trail. Dispatchers say the group found safe around 1 o'clock this morning.
A former Central Kentucky deputy is in jail this morning accused of stealing money from the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. A federal grand jury has indicted Matt Brown on charges of embezzlement and selling steroids in 3 counties. The Franklin County Sheriff says Brown resigned just as the sheriff called for an audit of his office. State police and later the FBI found that Brown pocketed cash seized in drug deals and used the money to pay his bills.
Sometimes people make poor choices. And this is a prime example of some poor choices that were made. And, obviously it shows that, that we found it, we caught it, and we addressed it. We didn't sweep it under the rugs. There's no brooms in the sheriff's office.
The sheriff says Brown stole more than $25,000. Brown was also indicted for selling steroids in Franklin, Fayette, and Jessamine counties. His pretrial is set for May 13th. Well, the decision was unanimous. This morning, a southern Kentucky city is without a mayor after the city council voted that he be removed. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is at our live desk this morning with reaction from last night's council meeting in Barbourville. Whitney, good morning.
Good morning. Well, dozens of concerned citizens crowded City Hall for last night's open hearing, and now David Thompson is out as the mayor of Barbourville. In January, State Auditor Adam Edlin released findings from an audit that uncovered multiple instances of financial mismanagement and abuse. Barbourville City Council accused Mayor Thompson of misconduct and conflict of interest. After about 2.5 hours of deliberation, the council voted unanimously to remove him from office.
The council made it clear that they were here to do what the auditor suggested they do, which is to restore the trust of the taxpayers of the city of Barbourville. And the auditor clearly felt like that trust had been breached.
The City Council concluded last night's hearing without naming an interim mayor to replace Thompson. Thompson's attorney says they plan to challenge the council's decision in Knox Circuit Court. At the live desk, Whitney Wetzel, back to you.
There will be school today at Broadhead Elementary in Rockcastle County now that a water main break has been fixed. The break nearly emptied the city's water tanks and created some challenges for restaurants who had to boil and conserve water. Though that water main has been repaired, the break, that is, the city is still under a boil water advisory this morning. Well, more questions are being raised this morning as the search for that missing Malaysia airliner continues.
Going on for days now. Investigators say part of the problem was that they may have been searching in the wrong area. A Malaysian newspaper is quoting the country's Air Force chief as saying radar showed the plane veering hundreds of miles from the original search area. This morning, the chief is denying those remarks.
Something has happened that's never in history ever happened before.
That's a perspective of a U.S. official. Investigators say 2 men who boarded the flight with stolen passports have been identified as Iranian nationals seeking asylum in Europe. They are not believed at this point to have any links to terrorism. Back here locally, a group of women shot some hoops at Rupp Arena last night for a first-of-a-kind event.
It was a Facebook promotion open to the public, and 20 lucky ladies won the chance to shoot some hoops where they usually watch the Cats play. Organizers hope that the Women's 101 Clinic at Rupp will become an annual event for women to learn basketball skills.
We wanted it to be something that was open to the public to provide women with an opportunity to do something that they would probably never dream of, which is playing on the court.
Kyle Macy and Jack Goose Givens, who both played on the 1978 national championship team at UK, coached last night's clinic.
All right, some good coaches out there for sure. It's 8 minutes after 6 on WKYT.
And we're checking in to see how things are moving along the roads this morning.
Let's go out to Officer Don, check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Well, no crashes here in Lexington. Right now, the Circle looks okay. So does Man O' War. The roads are a little wet, so keep that in mind on your way out the door. If you plan to be inbound Nicholasville Road past Man O' War, for the moment, that's one click of the light, and Alumni still looks good from Yellowstone down to Chenaway. Let's get a look outside, and we'll show you what's happening there at I-75, I-64, the northern split. Exit ramps in good shape, no problems. As far as our Waze map goes, a couple live drivers on the way in reporting no problems just yet here in Lexington. It's a smooth ride on the north side, south side. Slowest traffic at the moment is inbound Harrodsburg Road. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, looks pretty good out there so far. Thank you very much. That wind, of course, picking up a little bit later on this morning. We'll be watching that. Hang on to the steering wheel. WKYT this morning, just getting started.
Well, it's a problem dispatchers everywhere face, getting non-emergency calls on their emergency line. We'll show you how one group of dispatchers trying to help the public remember which line to call.
And I'm meteorologist Micah Harris. Showers, 60s outside this morning. Yeah, those will really take a dive this afternoon, which will change it into snow. And I'll talk about how much you can expect coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris and First Alert Defender.
Yeah, it's a really good-looking start to the morning if you are not under those showers, because temperatures are in the 60s. It feels really nice, I got to say, outside. It feels like one of those beach weather days where you step out on the beach and you get a nice little breeze, and temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. You just can't beat it. However, big changes are coming. Scattered showers out and about. You can see it all across the region. And we're going to go north, south, east, west, everywhere. Just cover your backyard. And let's start off with the northern zones. Just north of Cynthiana, that's where some heavy rain has fallen past couple of hours, and really work your way southbound along 27 down toward Paris as well, picking up on some rain. Nicholas County, heads up, you'll be seeing that. Heading over toward Flemingsburg, already seeing some rain. Maysville really picking up on the action, and we have much more back toward the west as well. Frankfort coming out, holding on to some pretty heavy downpours, and it's bits and pieces. Lawrenceburg, you just got hit by a pretty heavy downpour, but I think you can speak well for it as well, that it's not going to last long. It lasts about 5 minutes or maybe 10 and then moves on out. Then you'll get it once again. Pretty heavy downpours right through Fayette County as well, making its way through Lexington just south and north around the New Circle Road as well. Keep that in mind, and then also traveling out toward Paris and down towards, say, 8th and Charlesburg, Richmond Road. That's where we're seeing some pretty heavy rain. So what you see is what you get. You're going to get some nasty road conditions here and there. So got to be watching out for that, adding a few extra minutes to the early morning commute. Embedded showers, heavy showers here and there, working your way through Lebanon and Marion County all the way down toward Campbellsville, Columbia, and work your way southbound as well. Danville, we're getting in on the mix too. Work your way southbound. Let's go to Williamsburg, maybe Corbin, London. All across the zones, we're going to be seeing Manchester and all the way down into Barberville picking up on some rain. Leslie, you're getting in on the mix, and Hazard, you'll be there as well. Looking there in Breathitt County, Jackson will be picking up on some rain here in the next 30 minutes or so. Also a wind advisory, so you're getting the rain, you're going to see the winds, and the winds will really start to pick up. We're looking at 20, 30 miles per hour for everybody, and even 40 mile per hour wind gusts. So if you're putting that trash out this morning, remember, putting that trash to the side because the trash can's full. It's going to be blowing away with these winds. Watch out for that. 63 degrees this morning in Mount Sterling. That goes for Richmond and nearly everywhere else. It's a really, really good feel outside. However, you have the rain, showers turning into snow. In this zone, I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 p.m. Down toward the south, I would say more like your 5 p.m. to about 7, as that's what we're looking at down south. So mainly just rain for the most of the day down to the southern zones. That goes for this area as well. With that late snow, I'd say about 5 to about 8 p.m., 8 p.m. being the farthest down toward the southeast. And up toward the north, 11 a.m. to about 2 p.m. for this zone to start to see its first flakes. That's what we're going to be dealing with the next several hours. So it's a weird and wacky day today. That 37 is what you're going to be feeling this afternoon, not so much this morning. That's not your high. That's the afternoon feel. Thursday, very chilly, but at least we're sunny. Friday looks great. Saturday, not too shabby. Rain or snow on Sunday, but really leaning toward rain. And then Monday, there's St. Patty's Day. We're holding on to that slight chance, mainly during the morning. So any events, any parties going on, whatever it may be, that afternoon into the evening, should be good to go. And you can hear that rain falling on the roof.
I was going to say, sound effects for you there.
Give it a couple of minutes and now you
hear it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a little bit earlier that Rebecca said she didn't hear.
Like,
This one you can hear.
but yeah, you can hear that.
911 dispatchers in Wisconsin have come up with a creative way to cut down on the number of non-emergency calls they get.
In 2013, about 34% of 911 calls were not actual emergencies, so the Rock County Communications Center decided to put the non-emergency number to music. It's a catchy tune and an entertaining way to get across a serious message.
Hopefully they memorize the number because it is an easy number to start out with, but also the hope is that they will program it in their cell phones.
I sing it at home and I drive my family crazy.
Local musicians provided the music and lyrics. Since most of the extras are volunteers, the video actually costs less than $1,000 to make.
All right.
Nice.
Getting their point across. Call that non-emergency line when it's an issue that is not urgent. All right,
Yeah.
6:16 on WKYT this morning as we have rain now in the Lexington metro area and coming to your area if it's not there already.
Well, Boeing has a new headache this morning with its popular Dreamliner. Details on the latest problem for the plagued airline next.
Good morning. No collisions right now. The interstate looks okay, and so does the Circle. The roads are just wet. Let's get a look outside, and we'll show you what to expect as you head out the door this morning. No major delays to report there at Manowar and Nicholasville and Alumni, where traffic's moving okay. Manowar and Harrodsburg Road, no significant issues coming in from Jessamine County across the county line. And Versailles Road still looks good. We'll keep you up to date. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, those showers coming through one by one this morning. 6:20 now on WKYT. WKYT, and there are more problems for Boeing's Dreamliner. The manufacturer says hairline cracks have now been found on the wings of some of those planes. None of the planes affected have been shipped to customers. The news comes a little more than a year after safety regulators discovered a fire risk associated with the plane's lithium battery. That led to the Dreamliner being grounded for 3 months. Men's Warehouse and Joseph A. Bank have finally sealed a deal. Men's Warehouse purchased its rival in the menswear biz for $1.8 billion in cash. The boards of directors of both companies have unanimously approved the transaction. Together, Men's Warehouse and Joseph A. Bank will have more than 1,700 stores in the U.S. And Starbucks will now soon let customers leave tips with its mobile payment app. The coffee chain says the mobile tipping option will be available on its updated app for iPhones starting next week. The rollout comes as the company's app has surged in popularity, with roughly 1 out of every 10 purchases now made with a mobile device. After paying with the app, Starbucks says customers will be able to leave a tip of 50 cents, $1, or $2 anytime within 2 hours of the transaction. Now back to our former barista.
Yes,
right?
And as a former barista, always tip your barista. It's a very nice thing to do. WKYT This Morning just getting started. Coming up, we'll go back to Pulaski County for an update on a deadly crash near an elementary school.
Coming up next, the Wildcats preparing for the SEC tournament, and we go back to the high school ranks. The 11th region championship game between Scott County and Henry Clay goes down to the final couple of minutes, and the Cardinals are heading back to the big dance. Highlights are on the way.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm meteorologist Micah Harris. More than likely, you are hearing this rainfall on your roof, and more than likely falls really heavily, and then give it about 2 minutes or so, and it moves its way on out. And then you'll get another one right after that. So it's like that, spotty embedded heavy showers. Haven't heard of any rumbles of thunder, but you might get some here and there, especially with our next little disturbance going to be making its way through out of that one. That's where I think you could really hear the rumbles of thunder. At the moment, 75, also BG Parkway, I-64. Doesn't matter where you look, it's absolutely soaked out there. It's the 75 western zones that are soaked. Now starting to see that rain creep in toward the east. Temperatures are in the 60s, a couple of 50 sprinkled here and there. It's a really, really good feel, but that cold air is on the way. Bus stop forecast is what it looks like for today for the little ones. Standing out in the dark and out in the showers as well, but at least they have nice temperatures. You got to love it. Unfortunately, throw that coat along with them. 39 this afternoon. Mainly rain as they are headed home. Let's check out your pet pick and see what we have this morning. And here's a cutie saying, "Wake up, Mom! Get me outside, man. I gotta go." There's Derby right there.
Get out ahead of this wind, right?
Yeah, it's a cute picture, and that really looks like one from yesterday. So really good picture there. Let's check out sports, see what's going on.
John Calipari says he's tweaked his offense and he's turning back to physical play. This coming out of Monday's practice. Yesterday afternoon, Cal would not say what the tweak is, but if you know basketball, you'll recognize it when the Cats play Friday. He also says he apologized to the team for not making this change earlier.
I do it a lot. I mean, I'll do, hey, this isn't on you, this is on me. I'm not afraid to do it. Even if it's an individual thing that I've said or done to some individual player.
The thing about Cal is, he's going to admit when he's wrong. And if he's wrong about something, he's going to say that he's wrong, and then he's going to fix it. And that's just being a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when you get to that point where you know you're wrong and you can admit it, that's powerful. If you get, a rally from your team after that.
The boys' 11th region finals last night, a rematch of a district championship game. Scott County losing to Henry Clay last week. Last night, the two meeting again. A trip to the Sweet 16 is on the line. This one a doozy all the way. We pick it up in the third. Trent Gilbert, Mr. Basketball finalist, struggling from the outside, 0 for 7 from behind the arc, but finds other ways to score. He finished with 24 for the Cardinals. In the fourth, Henry Clay's Jordan Green, seemingly unstoppable, drives by everybody. The Devils up 150-150. Hines Jones coming up big for Scott County. Snake eyes with the left-handed. layup. Scott County grabs a 3-point lead under 5 minutes to go. Then Green whistled for his 5th foul. Ooh, nickel dimer with 3:47 left. It's a huge blow for the Devils. Gilbert the steal, the dime to Teddy Ware for the lay-in. And Scott County repeats, well, goes back to the state tournament. They didn't repeat, but they win it 70-64. And that is a look at sports. We hope you have a great day.